And I'm back for another great episode of the Beerfield Fantasy Shots. My earlier episode was about guys to keep an eye on. This episode is about the news that went on today. There's a lot of news, but a lot of it is just injury related. So it shouldn't take too long. So we're just gonna kick right into it. I'm recording this over during the Thursday night football game as we recorded, and then watched the first half. Just got back home, ate some dinner, and now I'm doing this for you guys right now. Just a quick update. Or Texans are up 10-9. Apparently Eifert caught a football, got hurt, so water is wet. Up is up, down is down. Moving on to the news, like I said, we're gonna try to make this quickly. Odell Beckham's injury looks to be a 6 to 8 week injury. So it was said he was questionable for this game, for Monday night's game. Now it's looking more like doubtful, but reports have been all over the place with this. So it's another wait and see. The worst part about this is that his game comes on Monday night, prime time with no other games obviously ahead of that. So it's what do you do with Odell? Is you got to have a backup plan, whether that is benching him in hopes that he doesn't hurt you by scoring a bunch of points on your bench, or you pick up a guy like Sterling Shepard or Roger Lewis or somebody to help protect this Odell spot if you sit and wait for him for Monday night. If Kenny Galladay's still there, um, start him, or you can pick him up and probably start him. I would definitely, though, if you're all Odell owners, please, please, please move him to your flex. Be prepared for him not to play. This gives you at least more running back options. A couple more dart throws you can potentially throw out there. Maybe a Dwayne Washington, could get a touchdown. Maybe you pick up Orleans Darkwa, Shane Vereen, even Wayne Gallman, even though I wouldn't. Just a guy out there that can maybe get you some points. I would lean towards receivers and obviously in PPR leagues. And then if Shane Vereen's still there, please pick him up, as he should be owned in all leagues at this point. Moving on to Seattle news. Excuse me. Richard Sherman misses another practice for his hamstring injury. This is a little big. Thankfully, they play against the 49ers, and it shouldn't matter. What this does, though, is it could help with your Pierre Garcon type shares. Excuse me, and maybe ruin a little bit of Seattle's upside on defense. Just threw in there because it's a little important news and something to watch on if it's a lingering issue after this week. Moving on to Bengals news. Bengals are going out right now. As you know, John Ross made his NFL debut. You got an end-around type carry for 12 yards and he fumbled. So nothing much there. Kind of big thing for Dynasty a little bit is Tyler Boyd was a healthy scratch tonight. It just kind of dispelling the end to his time in Cincinnati. They scratched him and started Alex Harrison instead, which is starting to suggest that he has lost all trust in the coaching staff, and it looks, I guess for now until more injuries occur, his time could be done there, at least as a starter, or as even playing. Also, about it, both John Brown and Jermaine Gresham did not practice on the Cards injury report today. John Brown's was a quad injury. This doesn't really help Palmer. Just like with Seattle and losing Sherman, they have a great matchup and playing against the Colts. Palmer should be able to still do work with just Fitzgerald. They got guys like J.J. Nelson and John Brown, who's flashed in his absence last year at times. This does cap his upside a little bit. He was my start of the week. I'm probably going to move him down to a high-end flex play if John Brown does miss. Brown does mix, though. This does help J.J. Nelson. He's a guy that if you're in a really deep league in a pinch, this is a guy you can pick up, especially if you have, say that you lost Kevin White and John Brown and Alex Rowell and Allen Robinson on your roster. J.J. Nelson's not a bad guy you can throw out there. Next is Golden Tate was limited in Thursday's practice via a finger injury. This is just a monitor. Most of this right now is wait until Friday to see what pops up, because that's the last time they practiced before Sunday's game. So it's a sit, wait, and see at this point. If he for some reason doesn't go, this bumps up Jones and Galladay to high-end flex streamers. It's who gets the benefit the most is would be the next question. A guy like Eric Ebron would also get a nice bump up as he should see more shares. TJ Jones, I guess, as a potential really deep league stash throw. Next is Josh Doctson could be on a week 2 snap count per Redskins, and this was per Redskins Twitter. Josh Doctson's kind of been in the quote-unquote doghouse. Jay Gruden just doesn't really seem happy with his progress through all of his injuries. He's been slow, and he's kind of taken this who knows route at this point. We're all high on Doctson out of college, and he landed in a good spot. Kirk Cousins looks to be a pretty legitimate fantasy quarterback and just legitimate quarterback overall. And this is just really isn't good. He's already behind. I want to say Ryan Grant or whatever Grant. Sorry for names, for screwing up names here. Grant out of Washington he's now the wide receiver 3. Doxson's a 4, and that could even be lost to Brian Quick, who right now is the 5th receiver. This isn't good for Doctson. He's of course been droppable in all redraft leagues, and in dynasty leagues, it might be a point where you try to flip him for whatever value you think he still has left. Next, some Miami news. J.J. has some knee soreness, and this has been happening. This has been happening for a while. Per Joe Shab via Twitter. Apparently, it's not a big deal though. He's been battling this, I guess, for a while now. This could be though a potential issue later on into the season, as obviously you take more hits, more bumps and bruises, the soreness occur. But for right now, he's a week in, week out start. He should be almost always be projected to be an RB1 in most situations. Moving on to some Bears news. Jordan Howard remain limited on Thursday's injury report per Rich Campbell via Twitter. Again, just like most Thursday injuries, it's a wait and sit and see. See what pops up. If he doesn't practice tomorrow, if it gets worse, that's a bad sign for Sunday. If he's a full participant tomorrow, then everything should be fine. So yet again, wait and see. Last piece of news of tonight, Danny Amendola sat out again for Thursday's practice per Mike Reese via Twitter. These injuries are not just for the concussion, but for also knee injuries. It doesn't look likely that he's going to play, which means Chris Hogan should get the biggest bump from this. It doesn't really do anything for Tom Brady's upside, as Tom Brady's always been able to make do with less than subpar receivers. This just means that Dorsett should be out there for a lot more plays. Hogan should run as a number 2 receiver, and you should probably even see some more Dwayne Allen out there. Obviously, Gronk and Cook should have their great games on their own, as if we expect Brady to bounce back from Thursday night's kind of shit show, he's got a great matchup this week against the Saints. So that's all the news I have for today. I'm at 30 BFF, Dan 30. Follow my great co-host at Nick Sparts with a Z, not a S, at Chris Hop, or at Hop BFF, excuse me, with 2 P, HOPP BFF, 2 Ps. Follow the show page on both Twitter and Instagram at BeerfieldFF. Follow us on Facebook, Beerfield Fantasy Football. Like and subscribe. Leave comments on YouTube. Please, please, please let us know how we're doing, how we can get better. Maybe some segment ideas, just some general feedback on how we're doing with this. Like and subscribe. Leave reviews, whatever you can on our, on our iTunes and things like that. Let us as a show know how we're doing, how we can improve. Again, keep sending us and tagging us on Twitter polls about start sits. This person or that person, buy or sell, trade this for that or whatever. We love to keep in contact with you guys. We want to thank you as a show for kind of being this backbone for us and keeping us engaged and everything like else. We love doing this. We want to continue to get better at doing this. So again, have a great night, guys. Tomorrow you get Chris for some DFS news and obviously some news. And Saturday you'll get sports back again for your in and outs, for your good injury questions. And if you guys like Odell, maybe we'll see more Tate and things like that as well. So you guys have a great night. I'll see you guys next Tuesday, and hopefully you do well in your game Sunday. Peace.